shout out to our sponsors. First one being Inverted Gear. Go to invertedgear.com, type in the coupon code. The coupon code is ShowTheArt15, the number 1515. Save yourself 15% off all their products. That includes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gear like gis, rash guards, belt shorts, t-shirts, patches, whatever they got on their store that's available to buy right now, go and buy it. Okay? They got a cool bamboo gi that the fibers are woven with bamboo, like actual bamboo and cotton and stuff like that. Ultra comfortable. They got the light pearl weave gi, is my personal favorite. But go to their website, type in the coupon code ShowTheArt15 and save 15% off. Our next sponsor is Chimera Coffee. Go to chimeracoffee.com, everything spelled with a K except the .com part, and type in the coupon code ShowTheArt and save 10% off all their nootropic infused coffee. Maybe buy one of their coffee mugs. That thing, I put coffee in it the other day, and it pretty much kept my coffee warm for like 27 hours. It's stainless steel, keeps your coffee warm for longer than you actually want it to. So that's a very good thing. And put your coffee in there. Specifically, put the Chimera coffee that you just bought, that you saved 10% off with the coupon code ShowTheArt in there. And you won't be disappointed. Our last sponsor is M85 Designs. Go to M85, spell it all out, .com. Type in the coupon code STA20 and save yourself 20% off. That's a big deal. They got cool rash guards on there. Email him. Maybe he can make your next logo, your next design, your next flyer. I don't know. Maybe make your next rash guard. Hit him up. Go type in the coupon code STA20 and save yourself some good money.
But if I go before, I'm ready. I'm ready to kill. You know, I'm already stretched out.
Wow.
I'm ready to roll. So,
that's dope. And yoga has that big of effect on you. That's crazy, man.
Oh man, yoga! I feel like yoga's changed my whole mindset for jiu-jitsu. You know, I'm not as aggressive, like trying to attack everybody as much as I was. Now I'm more like I'm willing to learn from everything. So like all my roles, I learned from more than like, oh, I got him, he got me, you know, type of thing.
Sure.
Now it's more like, oh, okay, this was a good move. That was a good move. This caught me off guard. I got to be aware of this, you know. And I feel like yoga's definitely slowed my rhythm down. Nice. To be as technical as possible.
Now, I wanted to ask you a question on being, like you just said, technical as possible. Can you give me, I know this is a hard question to answer, but can you give me like a timeline of the evolution of your game and the mindset you've had over the years from the beginning to now? Because I know I've gone through a bunch of like epiphany evolution stages in my game where when I reached this level or this happened to me, I started thinking differently. Maybe a couple things in your head that kind of give us an example of the whole timeline of the evolution, each step of the way.
Yeah, okay, I would say like back when I was basically 18, I lived in Flint, Michigan. I'm from Flint, Michigan. Shout out to all my family in Flint, Michigan. I love you all. But yeah, it was an MMA gym, and I obviously didn't have the money to go to this MMA gym. But I went in there, I talked to the guy, he said, hey, if you fight for us, we'll let you in free. So basically for 2 years I did MMA training. We didn't really do a lot of jiu-jitsu. We did, armbar, triangle, omoplata, guillotine, back take, really basic shit. Sure. But mostly don't go to the ground. That was a key. Don't go to the ground. Guard's not real. Guard's not necessarily real in MMA. Yeah. And I was just like, okay. So my offensive wrestling got better. And I ended up having 2 fights. First fight, I got kicked in the head. I kicked the guy in the head. I'm sitting on the stool like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Is this really what I want to do with my life? Like, getting kicked in the fucking head. Oh, shit, Marvin. Like, And then the next round, he shoots on me. He takes me down. I pop a triangle, and I pass him.
Nice.
Next fight, same shit. I crack the guy. He cracks me back. I'm thinking to myself, going into the second round, like, what the fuck am I doing? What is this? This is not life. This can't be life. This can't be my life.
It.
And yeah, the guy takes me down. He shoots on me, takes me down. I pop a triangle. And like after that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck MMA. I can't deal with this shit. It's too much shit going on.
Yeah.
You know, I respect MMA guys. I respect anybody that's doing what they love. But like MMA for me is just so much shit going on. Striking, wrestling, kickboxing, karate, you know, strength and conditioning, your diet. Like it's so much shit going on. You can't stop and just love one thing.
Yeah.
And I felt like jiu-jitsu won me matches in MMA, so like that's what I was attracted to. Like, I'm not getting that fucked up, but I'm still fucking you up.
Yeah.
But I'm more fucking you up mentally. It's more of a mental thing.
Sure.
Jiu-jitsu become a physical thing, but like for me, jiu-jitsu is all mental.
Yeah,
like,
man. I agree.
And that's what kind of got my game together. Like from there, I just started watching Eddie Bravo online. I wasn't really training. I was just training with like a few friends that did MMA, and I was just training them in their jiu-jitsu. And then, basically like around, I was like 20, my mom passed, and I ended up finishing up college and moving to LA. And then LA, I got a job, and I was looking for something to do because I couldn't go to school super fast because I just got there and I wasn't like a citizen yet. So I had a year to spare without school. So I just worked, and then I looked around. I was like, damn, I would like to get into some jiu-jitsu. And Eddie Bravo was right down the street. And fucking dude, I shot down there. I met everybody. I met Curtis, my brother Curtis. He teaches at Tim Planet.
Austin.
Fucking Tim Planet PDX, Tim Planet Austin. Shout out to him. That's my fucking brother. Like he brought me in. He didn't even know me. He just grabbed me like, "What's up, bro? You look cool." Let's go upstairs. You know, we fucking chilled. We smoked. I was like, damn, I'm here with Eddie Bravo, his guys. Like, what the fuck? I couldn't even believe it. Like, I was in a fucking war zone in Flint, Michigan. Like, you don't know how crazy Flint was. Like, it was like a fucking war zone every day of my life. Like, by 8 o'clock, you were not outside. If you were outside, you wanted to get robbed or you were doing the robbing, you know? Like, and then coming to California where everything's just like McDonald's the fuck out. Like everything's like
and mellow as hell in California.
Laid back, chilling.
Soft cupcakes and candy. Like what the fuck? I was like,
was there a big
adjustment? My life.
Was there a big adjustment you had to make from like being, you know, you might not have been. I don't know if you were gangster or you weren't gangster, but you go from a gangster area to like. Not gangster. Like, did you have to make an adjustment talking to people?
Dude, oh man, I was not social. I had a problem because I was not social. I do not trust people fast.
Playing
and
that
everybody
guard
out
game.
here in California. What's up?
Playing that guard game 24/7.
Oh, dude, like I was just like California was just like everybody trying to be your friend. Yeah. Everybody loves you on first sight. I'm like, whoa. I don't even know you. Relax.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Calm down, guys.
Everyone's
like,
greeting
not
you,
that
right?
open.
Yeah. Relax, guys. I don't want to go to Starbucks with you. I don't know you.
Like,
yet.
why are you saying hello to me, man? Don't say hi to me on my jog.
Like, dude, like it's like they just want to talk to you. Like, oh man, you seem like a cool guy. I'm like, how? How do I seem like a cool guy?
What's your angle?
Explain.
You trying to rob me?
You tell me.
The lighting. Oh gosh, yeah, dude. And I started training with Eddie Bravo. I started training like maybe like full time, like at least after work every day. And I started getting really confident. Next, you know, something happened with the gym. We ended up going to Burbank. I ended up doing my first tournament at a grappling quest. A guy, a shorter guy, tried to like Marcella team me, and I moved back, and then like in me moving back, he flying knees me in the rib cage.
Oh damn!
And and like pops my rib out, and like dude, and then continues to try to Marcella team me while my ribs popped out, and like I put him in a guillotine. Like I grab a guillotine on him, he picks me up and slams me.
Oh damn!
And it popped back in.
Yeah, and then like he beats me by slam and destruction, you know, in my first jiu-jitsu match. And like, dude, I was just like I was hurt. I was so hurt that I didn't get to show my skill.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could have tapped the guy if he didn't slam me.
Yeah.
But like, regardless, I was out 6 months with a broken rib.
Damn.
I lived in LA, Eddie was teaching in Burbank. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't keep making this travel. This travel's too far. So I ended up doing gi with Paragon with Cooper and Glover and Frangia and Henry Aikens, and Sean Flannery. I ended up doing gi with them for a year.
Nice.
And I got my blue belt from Frangia Miller at Paragon. So like I did gi for a while, and it was great. I love gi. I'm not one of those guys who don't like gi. I definitely feel like I have some of my favorite guys are in the gi, but I don't like a lot of gi rules for sure. I don't, and stalling is just like, what the fuck are we here for? I mean, I don't want to go across the country just to try to pass your guard
and chill there. For 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I feel you. If you're a point fighter, I feel you. But you better have 2 or 3 good ones in your chamber.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, you can't that game is dumb. Like, we're never going to get you more jiu-jitsu if that's the game that you want to put on TV. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely doing gi changed my game from being like explosive and all no-gi to being a little bit more patient, looking for my grips a lot. You know how you look for your grips most of the time in the gi. Trying to get my grips together, trying to pass in a more efficient way, trying to get my submissions and my kill zones proper so I can kill you in all my spots I know.
Now, let me ask you a
my
question.
biggest thing now...
I'm sorry,
brother.
I was going to ask you, do you still train any gi at all? Do you still go and train with the Paragon guys every now and then and get that gi on?
No, I actually have a no-gi seminar with the Paragon guys coming up, and that's going to be the first time me going over there, but it's going to be a no-gi seminar. But I go to John Jocks like once a month, to do gi. Okay. And just meet him. He's amazing. This guy's like for me, I was raised in that Dragon Ball Z era, so this guy's like fucking Goku 5. He's
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan 5. Like when I go over there, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, dude, don't look at me, man. You're making me like shy. Like I need to chill.
You turned into a fanboy, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's a legend.
Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25.
25. And when did you start training MMA, and then when did you make the permanent transition to Jiu-Jitsu? Like how many years ago? Hello? I can't hear you. Marvin.
Once...
Yo.
And it was just like, I had...
Hello?
2 fights. Yeah, I'm here.
Yo, we couldn't hear a word you just said for the past, 20 seconds.
Run it back.
Oh, sorry about that.
No.
Right after I asked you the question, we for some reason your sound cut off.
Oh yeah, so it was about 18 to my mid-20s.
Okay.
I trained for damn near 2 years without fighting, doing a professional fight or amateur fight.
Okay.
But because it took me time, you gotta be ready to get in the fucking cage. Oh shit. So I didn't want to rush myself, and then at the end I did my fights and I made my choice. I didn't want to do it. It wasn't for me.
True.
And then once I moved to Cali, I was all jiu-jitsu. I just wanted to do jiu-jitsu no matter where it was, because I just felt like I just needed to keep training. But at the end of my year-long visit in the gi, Curtis hits me back up yo, bro, you want to teach classes at Tim Planet HQ? Eddie's going to be downtown. I'm like, oh, really? Fuck yeah. And I end up telling my Paragon guys already knew. I told them, I'm going to be going back to Tim Planet eventually. But, I mean, I'm waiting for my chance. And that was my chance. And after that, I trained both schools for a while, but, it got too much for my work schedule.
Sure.
But, yeah, dude, I went back to Tim Planet. I started teaching kids. And that was back in, 2013, maybe 2013, yeah. And and now we're here, and the game has changed. My jiu-jitsu game back then was I would kill me now. Oh gosh, it was totally different. But now my leg lock, I feel really changed my game is 10 Planet warm-ups. Eddie has us do these 10 Planet warm-ups.
Yeah.
They're A through I would think G or H, and we do these every day. And they're all aspects of jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
Everything that damn near happens, everything that happens in jiu-jitsu, and then everything 10 Planet that happens in jiu-jitsu, and then everything new that happens in jiu-jitsu. It's not just submissions in here; there are transitions in these warm-ups.
Now, let me explain to what people don't know what the 10 Planet warm-ups are. They're basically a series. each one is grouped up, and it's a series of moves, a chain of moves. It could be like a pass to a submission to an escape to another submission to another pass to a sweep. It's like a chain of moves linked into a group, and that's like a warm-up number A or letter A 0 or something like that, right? That's how the 10th Planet warm-ups are packaged. So when people think warm-up, it's not just like exercise. It's actually a chain of techniques.
Like jumping jacks. No, it's actually, like it's kind of like a flow. It's like a flow drill.
It's a flow drill,
and flow drills are about some flow drills about Granby's. Some flow drills about spiraling under De La Hiva. Some flow drills about the back. They just they defer from whatever we're on that day. And we have horrible days like chest hair day. Chest hair day is like where only thing you're doing is posture. Like you're going live from full guard. You're going live from mission control. And it's those days are like Jesus. You're going live from you're in a triangle, so you're trying to get out. You're trying to bust out of the triangle.
Those are the toughest days, man.
Good luck.
When it's all posture and it's all just you're not starting from even like
positions.
Terms. Man. Oh, those are the worst days. You start with
they're horrible days. But those are the days you got to really be prepped for. Because those days could, those days could turn people away.
Now let me ask you something. Since you've trained in the gi and now you train mainly no-gi, what do you think is the biggest difference in guard playing, regardless of the rules, just guard playing? Because for the newer jiu-jitsu practitioners, at some point they need to realize that whether when you're training gi as opposed to no-gi, you have to adjust your guard a little bit differently because there's no grips or because there are grips. So what is your game plan strategy when you're training in the gi with the guard as opposed to no-gi?
I would, it could change, like, definitely from gi to no-gi, but, dude, I kind of play, like, a certain, like, I have my path, whether it's gi or no-gi or stambo or whatever. So I play rubber guard. So, like, if I'm in the guard, it doesn't matter what I got on, I want to play rubber guard.
Gotcha.
And if the same shit could go down, even if you're in the gi or if you're in no-gi. But I feel like definitely in the gi, the guy could grab you. He could grab you and he could keep you away from you. He'd keep you away from him. So that means you only got maybe 2 or 3 chances to try to get something off on this guy, especially in the gi. Like you come up for a hit bump, you miss it, you're probably not going to get that hit bump chance again. Because this guy's looking, but no-gi, you can come up for hit bumps every 45 seconds, and probably knock him down. You probably could hit one of them. I go hit bump all the time. But he can't do that because he can keep you down.
Sure.
And, like him pinning you down is basically you guys not doing anything. So
basically you like to play a game that is the same in any situation, pretty much how Marcelo Garcia used to play. It's just all butterfly with gi and no gi.
Yeah.
So obviously your gi game is not dependent on grips because you don't train in the gi often. But regardless, you take that approach of it has to work in any situation.
Yeah, you have to know your routes.
Sure.
Like, I mean, just because a guy that's like, I go to John Jock and like I roll with all the black belts, I roll with all the brown belts, and I go 1-1 with all of them because like if we do leg locks, they don't know leg locks like that, But if we don't do leg locks, I can still go 1-1 because I still know my basics.
True.
I still know my basics. Just because I do no-gi doesn't mean I can't tap in the triangle.
Of course,
it might not be the presentable way of the triangle. It might be a rubber guard set up to triangle, but I mean, it still works regardless. And I catch some bow and arrows here and there.
That's the shit, man.
Don't get it twisted. My back game is decent. I catch some bow and arrows here and there. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Don't get it twisted.
You got to send us a picture of you throwing a bow and arrow on somebody. Put it on Instagram.
Man,
throw the 10th planet sign.
I'm gonna jump in a gi competition eventually and just see how I do. I'm totally gonna look for a bow and arrow. I can get one. I'm going.
Dude,
global.
the way I see it,
I can catch one.
The way I see it is, at the end of the day, competition is competition. Whether it's this rules or that rules. Is your main goal to win in this type of competition? Then focus on that. But if you're in need of a competition and the one that you like isn't for another couple of months, I think it does still make sense to get the wheels turning, to get into any competition. obviously don't go too far out of your wheelhouse. But at the end of the day, if people get too bent on the rules, I don't like this rules. I
Yeah,
don't like
people
that
are
rules.
tripping.
At the end of the day, like compete and get that experience for your main shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you're
it doesn't matter. Like,
yeah,
get the experience, dude. Jiu-Jitsu is about experience, man.
Yeah.
Like people think it's some secret way to get to the top.
Nope.
There's no secret way to get to the fucking
Just
top.
mat time.
There's get infections, get beat up,
Yep.
Love it, be on the edge of death,
Mm-hmm.
come back, get cardio, lose weight. That's just all. Those are steps. You got to get through that. You got to like for me, my kids. When I'm teaching my students, my younger students, I'm like, you have to learn how to lose to get through jiu-jitsu. You have to. Like, if you're one of those guys whose ego's through the roof, you're gonna get heel hooked at white belt.
Yep.
And you're gonna get fucked up.
Yep.
And nogi, you're gonna get one of these white belts are gonna fuck you up because he doesn't like your attitude. And you're gonna let him because your ego's so big.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen in gi and no gi.
Sure.
This dude just would not drop his ego,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him like, dude, relax. You just need to calm down a little. If you want to, you got to think about what wins can you get. Like, of course, you're not gonna tap this black belt and you're an explosive white belt.
Mm-hmm.
But how about you try to pass his guard?
Mm.
How about you just try to pass his guard? That's a win for you right there.
Sure.
How about you try to get on his back?
Mm.
How about you try to get on his back? That's a win for you. He sweeps you and triangles you. He's a black belt. But you're also learning. From that. Like, that was good. That was nice. How'd you set that up? I feel like Eddie has made me so open-minded that now I love every part of jiu-jitsu. I love all parts of jiu-jitsu. I'm not a big fan of, there's some Gracie schools that I've went to that gave me weird vibes.
Okay.
But besides that, I love everybody in jiu-jitsu. I don't have a problem with nobody. I'm a big fan of Gary Tonin, the Renzo guys. I'm a big fan of Kyle Terra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Bill Cooper. I love every form of jiu-jitsu,
Dope.
I'm not a big fan of kids becoming black belts, or getting your blue belt online. I'm not a fan of none of that, like that conspiracy shit, But actually grinding for what you want, or actually just doing what we love, it's fine. It's always good.
Yeah, the one thing I always liked about, not the absolute one thing, but one of the things I always liked about jiu-jitsu was that the structure was pretty clear. If you wanted to get a black belt, it's globally recognized that you had to be of a certain age until you were even eligible for a black belt, and that was different growing up than other martial arts that I had touched on and I've seen. So that was one of the things that stood out, and that concept people might not think of it too deeply, but it's a big concept because it shows the standards that a particular martial art has, and that's there's no junior black belt, there's no junior. It's you either get to this age and become an adult, and that's part of being a black belt, being an adult and having the adult mindset, and that's so important in martial arts. And that was one of the things that stood out to me about jiu-jitsu when I first started.
Yeah, man. Like, that when you see stuff like that hurts people's hearts. Like, people have spent years trying to get to where they're at, and you got like a little kid. Like, what the fuck? A little kid has a black belt? Come on.
Yeah.
I have a gray belt that probably can murder him or murder her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, nogi, like me teaching kids nogi and them getting their rank nogi, like, you should see this. Like, I do experiments with this all the time. I have tons of privates, kids in nogi, adults in nogi.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, is I go through phases of different moves. I'm always on something else, on something new.
Okay.
I'm always coming back to everything I always train. So my experiments are, I show these moves, these newer moves. I can't always get to every move, but I always can learn it and I can teach it.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm a brown belt, so like I could see a move and I could do it rolling.
Yeah.
I can implement it rolling because I know where it's at. I know how to do it, just from watching it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so like when I teach my kids or my privates, I teach them this new move as perfect as possible, and they rep it as perfect as possible. Obviously, perfect's not real, but if they feel the flow in it, they'll love it. They'll understand where they need to go, and that's what I mean by knowing your route. Knowing where you need to go in jiu-jitsu is going to get you the win. If you don't know, the moment he makes a reaction and you don't know where to go and you linger, that's when you get tapped.
Sure. And that should be a lesson to all you newer belts out there, you white belts, blue belts, and even some purple belts. It's so important to have the game plan from any situation, because the hesitation, that's where people take advantage of, and the longer
Man.
the higher up the ranks you go, the less time you have. So if you're hesitating for 5 seconds, that's way too long when you're dealing with browns and purples and even blacks.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So the higher you go, the less time you have. So you need to turn thinking off, and the only way you could do that is if you have a clear-cut answer from all your positions, and that comes with what? With practice, experience.
Oh, dude, man, like, you know what keeps me, like, besides my privates and, like, my kids, like, my students, I have Akira. Shout out to my gray belt Akira and my whole classroom. You know, she's a gray belt, and, like, I've been teaching her since day one.
Mm-hmm.
She's been doing privates with me since she started.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the stuff I've seen this kid do is, like,
Oh.
How did you do this? How did you do this? Like, she's been Imanarian about a year. And she Imanari's every kid that comes through. And she lands in honey hole. She doesn't know what. She doesn't play heel hooks.
Yeah.
She doesn't play knee bar. She's not going to steamer lock or nothing like that. She's going for ankle locks.
Mm-hmm.
So she just transfers to the other leg and she ankle locks you.
Dope.
Yeah.
So that's so detailed in order to know her route. She's jumping in a position where she could already win, but she already knows she can't do this submission.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to get to the submissions that she can do.
Sure.
And she's a leg locker. She's a little kid, but she leg locks, you know.
Mm.
I feel like anything I do really well, why shouldn't I teach the people that want to learn?
Of course,
from me?
yeah. And
You
as
know?
long as they understand what rules they can and cannot do, you know, at certain age,
That's it.
when they're allowed to do it. There's nothing wrong with teaching them everything. Now, leading into that, I want to ask you, and you don't have to take a long time to answer this, but do you train any specific methods for quote unquote self-defense jiu-jitsu, or is your jiu-jitsu just like, I know how to defend myself because of the jiu-jitsu I train? I don't spend any extra time strategizing on how to defend somebody that in a street fight situation.
No, I don't really, try to practice self-defense. I really just think about, if you really want to practice self-defense, you need to get to an MMA class.
Mm.
You know, you need to get to, actually not even an MMA class, you need to get to a real wrestling class.
Mm-hmm.
A real wrestling class. I feel like if every grappler in the fucking history of grappling started wrestling, jiu-jitsu would be a totally different level. It'd be a totally different level because everybody could stand up. You know, everybody's not pulling guard. But I mean, I definitely feel like if a girl could wrestle, she wrestled a solid 3 years, and a random ass guy decided to try to grab her, she could take him down
For sure.
and get away. For sure. She'd scoop his ass, drop him
Dump him
on
on
his
the
fucking
concrete.
head. If she wants to stomp him.
Oh my God.
But if she doesn't, she could just run away, you
Yeah.
know, and I definitely feel like that could happen.
For sure, man.
I don't know about self-defense, but I know I've definitely seen some Aikido, some wrist lock stuff. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Things are crazy. Guys are wild.
Yeah.
Guys are, they come at women and other people with all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's a particular school that just preps for all types of shit. Maybe Krav Maga. Krav Maga looks pretty cool, you know.
But for you
I mean,
personally,
I don't want people to.
if somebody said, "Hey, Marvin, what would you do if somebody threw a hook punch at you and you only trained?" And they only trained with you, or they asked, "Hey, what should I do if somebody throws a punch at me or tries to push me or bully me?" Do you believe that the methods and the concepts that you train in jiu-jitsu are good enough? You just, like you said, you need to know your pathway.
Yeah, I feel like one of my privates, if that was the case, if somebody really tried to attack them, the main thing I tell them, you're gonna take them down, you're gonna pass the seconds, or you're gonna mount them, and that's when you control them.
Yeah,
you just gotta control them. If you want to start punching on them, that's really your choice.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like taking somebody's back or just mounting them very easily is like showing them like, whoa, this guy, I can get hurt. I can get
people
hurt,
freak out
you
from
know,
that.
and, like,
when you show them them technique and you play with them like that, they freak out, and that's when people tend to back off.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. You know, I've played with my little cousins. Like, I'll spiral guard under them and crab ride them to the back, and they're like, "What the hell did you just do, Auntie? Do this again?" And I'm like, "Oh no, that's magic. You know, that's magic."
Now, moving on, competition-wise, what are some of your goals? Obviously, you're doing well in competition. I mean, you hit that spiral Imanari to heel hook beautifully. I don't know how many views you got on that video. Blew up. You blew up, dog.
Man,
No big deal.
dude, it was funny how like the whole squad was there, and I do that shit all the time. You know, that's like some normal shit in our routine and our drills. Our leg lock drill, as we call it, the kindergartner drill. It's not kindergartner. It's fucking hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But we just call it that, just to let people be like, oh fuck, But yeah, dude, my team was happy I won. We were all happy I won. I was happy to rep. I was happy to be there with my squad. I was happy to show the world some good jiu-jitsu. But I didn't really think about it until I got home. And me and my lady, Lynn Vong, we were basically eating and chilling. And next, I looked at my phone and I got like 5,000 friend requests. I'm like,
damn.
What the fuck? Like, I was like, oh shit. I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking like, did I post a picture? What type of picture did I post?
Thank you, Flow Grappling. Damn.
Yeah, dude. And then I seen the video. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is kind of cool, Like, this is a cool angle. Look at the lighting on this.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And
man.
then, yeah, dude. And I started watching it, like, wow, this probably does look pretty sick to not a non-jiu-jitsu person,
It absolutely did, because my boss, who's a strength and conditioning coach, tagged me in that. Because he knows I dig jiu-jitsu, and so that's coming from him, who doesn't even practice jiu-jitsu, nothing about that. So when he tagged me in that, I'm like, damn, this is...
So he appreciated
he appreciated what you did.
The art in it.
Yeah, man. Nice. No big deal, dog. No big deal.
I like that shit. I really like the fact that people can see the art in it,
Yeah,
the drilling in it, the technique in it, to land so flush.
Yep.
Like, during drilling, I drilled it for like 3 days before that, trying to land flush, but... I knew that it only would happen if I took a chance. So, like, I knew that stage was little. I wasn't planning on emanating. Like, that stage was small, and I didn't want to be the first guy to fly off the fucking stage, Like, that would have been a highlight, too,
Yeah.
Probably more views. Marvin Castelle, brown belt, flies off the fucking stage.
Yeah.
You
backspins off the stage.
Yeah.
You might have lost a couple fans.
I'm really happy it turned out really well. I landed flush. I wasn't trying to injure the guy. I'm not in jiu-jitsu to fuck people up, but both of my matches end with people being fucked up because they don't want to tap.
Yeah.
Me, I need to train the next day. I have sponsors. My sponsors, unfortunately, they need me to be healthy.
Of course.
So if I get caught up in a comp, I get caught up in a comp. Jiu-jitsu, I've been losing my whole career, so it doesn't really hurt my feelings to lose.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready for ADCC. I got Naga this weekend for a tune-up. I'm getting ready for ADCC trials. Then I'm going to do Grappling Industries, 145 division. Anything 145 I want to do. But I have seminars coming up. Like a lot of people hit me up for seminars, and I feel like this is my chance to definitely be able to travel the world and meet new people. Go see new cultures. And teach jiu-jitsu to everybody who wants to learn jiu-jitsu from me.
That's dope, man. That is dope.
That seems like the life. That seems like a really good, nice life, and I feel like some people are down for it and some people are not.
Yeah.
My family loves it. My family was there to see that, and that made me that made me so happy for my aunt and my uncle to see me now. When they see me, they'd be like, oh, this guy's a killer.
Yeah,
this guy is a fucking killer. Because now they know. Before they didn't, they were like, "Shut the hell up, dude."
You
I
ain't
seen you
shit.
beat that one guy at that
skinny
one
little.
competition, but you took a long time,
Yeah.
Like,
But then they
but
see
now
you
they're
on a
like,
big
"Wow,
stage.
this guy, my nephew's really good," and it makes me really happy. That actually does.
Sure, man.
Yeah, man. What's dope too is that where you come from. You came from Flint, Michigan. That's all like the journey. Like now you can look back, like, damn, man, this was all worth it. Like you get to appreciate life. You get to appreciate like what you have right now because where you came from. Like us, we come from Jersey City, so like climbing up, it's just like, man, you look back like, man, this was a nice ride. Opposed to like, not saying everyone that starts off like,
with the upper hand.
With the upper hand can't appreciate, but it's just like, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Man, it really is to see where you came from. You're just like, man, back in the day, you would have never thought. You'd have never thought. But like, yeah, man, I just feel like I'm just trying to keep training, stay humble as hell.
Yeah,
like,
nice, man.
I'm really not super arrogant unless I just feel like there's fuck the arrogant. fuck the ego. Let's roll.
Yeah, man.
Let's just roll. Because if I mop you, I really don't want to say any. I really don't want to talk about it after. I just want to be like, all right, man, what's up, dude? Let's go smoke. Let's chill.
Let's be buddies
eat,
now.
You know?
Yeah.
That's I'm raised off that boogie, that freakazoid, that Geo mentality.
Yeah.
That's what I'm raised off that Nathan Orchard mentality. You know, when you get mopped, you get mopped. You just roll.
Yeah,
There's no point in talking.
Exactly.
You know, I don't go to class. I don't sit on the sides and talk.
Yeah.
You know,
True.
if I'm not rolling, I'm drilling. I feel like if you're not drilling 3 times a week, 4 times a week, you really don't know where you want to go when the match starts.
True.
You know, I want to be able to breathe correctly to get to where I need to go, and then relax further once I get there.
For sure.
You know,
Absolutely, man.
because you know people freak out when you're relaxed. But then there is a thing called being too relaxed.
Okay.
You know, but I'd rather be too relaxed in honey hole than too relaxed in butterfly guard.
Sure.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure.
Those are 2 different types of relaxed. You know, honey hole, you're like, all right, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, you got to try to get out of this. Butterfly guard, he's still passing your guard.
Yeah.
So that means you can't be relaxed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
man, good lesson. Is there anything else you want to tell people as far as, I don't know, where you're gonna be at, what seminars you're gonna do?
I definitely have a seminar with Tara Leone in Texas, April 29th.
Okay.
10 Planet Omaha, June 15th. We have that's Omaha 10 Planet June 15th, and then I have Art of War Mixed Martial Arts seminar in Eugene.
Okay.
That sounds dope.
The 9th and the 10th, June 9th and 10th. They're all on my page. Everybody can add me on Facebook, but I cannot add anybody else because I have too many friends. From that one day. But you can also follow me, and you can have my athlete page. I really want to give a shout out to all my sponsors: Failing, Beta Yoga, Kettlebells, Quest 5, Leo Optics. Fucking, there's so many of them. Datsu Sara, fucking DC mouthpieces. Oh man, like so many. I appreciate all the love. I'm just training every day, trying to stay in shape, trying to stay motivated, and I'm trying to create confidence and maintain confidence.
Dope.
Shout out to Eddie Bravo. Shout out to Show the Art for having me on. You guys are awesome.
For sure, man.
I felt like I'm a big fan of East Coast Jiu-Jitsu for sure because I'm from Detroit. I love being out there.
Yeah,
I don't miss the snow though.
Oh
I do not miss the snow, guys.
Speaking of, you just it's like 2 feet over here, man. It is
dude,
bad,
I do
homie.
not miss the show.
Yeah.
I mean, the snow is not good, dude. It's just bad. I do want to give a shout out to Eddie Bravo, 10 Planet H Crew. That is my fucking family. I love you guys. It's all because of you. Shout out to Lin Vong, Brandon Lim, Carlos Guyton, the whole Break Squad, 7030. Please, just everybody stay positive. Trump is the leader of our world, and we have to stay aware of what the hell is going on, guys.
Awesome, man.
You got to stay aware.
Yeah, man. Marvin, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We got to have you on soon in a couple of months. Recap, see where you're at. Hopefully you're in 80cc. Hopefully you got big things.
Man.
Killing it.
Dude, we'll bring you back on for sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate all the love, man. Take care, guys. Be safe.
For sure, man.
Peace, homie.